course I do. Hello, hello. Come in, come in. I apologize for the delay. That's what happens when the men folks interfere in your plans. Come in, come in. Hello to everyone. How are you? Please come in. Hey, Will. Right now, whoops, right now you is the only one, my dear. Oh my gosh. When the men folks interfere, you end up being late to your own party. How much sense does that make? Hi, Crafty Carlene from Nova Scotia. That is what's up. Thank you for joining me from Canada, Miss Bickham, my love. How are you? Hello, Afro-Colombia. Colombian, sorry. Vicky Easley. Hello, my love. How are you? How are you? Maria, Cheryl. No, you weren't first, but it's all right. Pamela Hale. Debbie Kidd. Hey, April. Hi, April. Linda Hipshire. Hello, Layla, right? You're back. Thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. How is everyone? Dorothy Gaston. I apologize to you all for my tardiness, okay? So everybody on the planet, especially in my household, knows my schedule. So when the husband comes in and he makes changes and makes plans to go out of town on Sunday, yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So we're just getting back in from out of town, a quick business trip, about 3 hours away. So 3 hours there, 3 hours back, and I am home. So hello, Copenhagen. Good evening to you as well. Leah. Okay, thank you, Leah. Thank you very much. Hi, Leah. Thank you for coming back and joining us tonight. Vicky Easley, thank you. I appreciate that. Nancy Faust, hello from Iowa. And Jackie Beeman from Detroit. Well, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Sheila Chan, hey, how are you, my love? It is good to see you. And Keyshawn Scarborough, as always. Sullivan Homesteader, as always. Hello, hello. You was trying to be first. I apologize. I should have called you and warned you. PC6 Designs, good evening to you. You just left the ISS Long Beach convention? You're going to have to give us the spill. Oh my gosh. I heard it was the event to be at this weekend. So please let us know how you are doing. Yeah, I know it is, Will. It's because I had a clamp that was holding it up a little bit higher. And so I decided I'm just going to leave it there because I can see it. But I was just like, whatever. Suzanne R, hello. Barbara Nance, good evening. Sullivan Homesteader says you're playing with metallic thread for the first time. Well, I hope you have fun. Don't let it be the first time. Metallic thread is totally awesome. It's a lot of fun. You have to kind of like go with the groove, go with the flow on it. Don't let it, get you all worried or stressed out. It's very simple. You look at it as regular thread for the most part. If you're using that 9014 top stitch needle, you shouldn't have very many issues with it at all. Okay, so most of the times your metallic thread, you can bump your tension down a little bit, but try it out on your regular tension first. There are some metallic threads that I'm able to use on regular tension and you don't have to bump it down. But there are the more thicker, more textured metallic threads that you may have to bump the tension down a little bit. So do a little test stitch out of something first to see how it stitches. And that's something I would like to emphasize to you guys, because a lot of times, let's see, who was I talking to? I was talking to someone recently and they were saying, oh, no. This was on a completely different topic. This was dealing with Cricut and vinyl. And she was saying that she was doing a vinyl project and she wasted so much vinyl trying to get this project. And what I come to realize is we're so excited about whatever project it is that we're working on that in a lot of instances we'll go ahead and dive right into doing that project, especially if this is our first time. We'll dive right into doing it without doing a test first, right? So like I told her, try cutting out a little circle. Or in your instance, Miss Sullivan Homesteader, try stitching out, just your first name or just your monogram, small, not something big, and do it on test fabric instead of doing it on the actual project. And then that way you'll know whether or not that's something, the tension is good or if it's not. So you guys that are in here, when you are interested in trying something new, test it out first. It's okay to try and see how it works for you before actually diving right into the full program. Okay, so I hope everything goes well with your metallic thread. If not, give me a shout. I'm here for you. Maria, hello, so crafty, hello to you as well. Copenhagen says, today I watched your video on metallic threads. I answered all the questions that I had on my mind. Love you and a big hug to you. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you got your questions answered. Of course, anytime you have any other questions, just shoot them to me. I'll try and get to them right up as fast as I possibly can. Sometimes folks have me going in other directions, as they did tonight. But I still try to keep an eye, especially on my email. And what I'm finding is some of you guys are emailing me on, because I have like actually I have 12 different email addresses, but at any rate, I have 2 different emails for business for the Baby's Booty. So I try to make sure I check both of them. And also in the hoop group, I've been misbehaving and haven't been in there quite as much as I should have been within the last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to bump that back up and get back super active in there. So you can definitely shoot me a message in there. Somebody did today, actually. And I answered that question from the group. It was a private chat. So you can do that as well. Diana Henderson, hello to you. Marilyn Ray, hello to you as well. Sharon Blake, I am doing good. Coming back from a trip that I didn't expect to have to take today, but otherwise I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Copenhagen, which number needle did you say for metallic? Sorry, I did not pay attention. Not an issue at all. I did a thread video where we're finding out that the top stitch 90/40 needle is an excellent needle, not just for embroidery, regular embroidery, but it's also excellent for metallic threads because the eye of the needle is a lot bigger, and that allows that metallic thread more room to play around, because you have to understand that little teeny eye that's on some of these needles for sewing is just entirely too small, and that's what caused a lot of thread breaks. So the larger eye on that top stitch needle is, perfect for metallic threads. So give that a shot and let me know how it works for you. I love it. It's been working great for me so far, so I'll throw that out there too. Little Miss Boutique, hello with your award ribbon bib set. That was absolutely gorgeous. Miss Bickham said, I wish I had been able to go to the ISS show. Matt streamed it all day so we could stop in and take a look, even the class. And I meant to go back and watch that. But as I said, I have been shuttered off to something entirely different, so I hadn't been able to. Leah says, I watched last week's video on working with vinyl, making fogs, and realized I've missed a lot. I sew more than embroider, but love the ideas and teachings. Yes, one of the things that I absolutely love about embroidery, I just had this discussion with my daughter tonight. One of the things I absolutely love is embroidery encompasses so much that you can do embroidery in just one little teeny area and not even touch some of this other stuff. And what we'll do is we'll visit some of that tonight. Because that's the thing with embroidery. It's anybody can find something that they like with embroidery. Okay, it's not just putting names on hats and names on bags. That's not all embroidery is, and that's what I love about it. There's so much you can do with all the in the hoop things. There's bows, there's bags, there's zipper pouches. You can do, again, hats. You can do bags, you can do purses, you can do totes. I mean, embroidery is just so much. You could do freestanding lace and make actual lace that other people sew into things. I mean, embroidery is just, it's crazy. All of the different things that embroidery encompasses. And my goal for this channel is to make sure that you know that the majority of all of this can still be done with that 4x4 machine. Okay, so don't let anybody knock what you're doing if that's all you have. And how about some Walmarts? Some Walmarts have the PE 655 down to under $200. It's $184 at some Walmarts. Okay, that's crazy. So a 4x4 embroidery machine right now in a lot of Walmarts, and I had to tell you which ones. It's not all of them, because I was looking at that today, and I wasn't too terribly far from one of them where I could have went and picked up one, but then I was like, I'm riding with my husband. He's driving, so if I'm like, ooh, can we stop by this Walmart? He's gonna say why. And I have to be honest and let him know why I want to stop. And when he hears I'm going for an embroidery machine, I can hear him now. You have enough. Why do you need another one? And we're not going to have that conversation today. So, so I didn't go get it, but I wasn't very far from one. Let me see. And I can tell you guys where some of them are. Let me see. Brother 60 SE 625. It's the combination. It's the sewing and embroidery machine, and it is, matter of fact, according to this, it's down as low as $69 in some stores. So let me tell you where some of that would be, because I have an app or a website that I use to look that type stuff up, and I don't want to do by distance. I want to look up pricing. Let's see. Price. There we go. Okay, so in like Silver City, New Mexico, there is a Walmart on 2501 Highway 180 East. They have two of them for $75. Okay, this is the brand new SE 625 combination computerized sewing 4x4 embroidery machine with color LCD display and 280 embroidery designs. Okay, so New Mexico, that one Walmart has two for $75. Then Rogers, Arkansas, AR, was that Arizona? I don't know. I told y'all I suck with my with my state abbreviations. Pleasant Crossing Boulevard, Rogers, AR, zip code 72758. They have two for $99. 31700 Grape Street in Lake Elsinore, California. They have two for $99. That particular Walmart. Ukiah, California, Airport Park Boulevard Walmart. They have two for $99. Chula Vista, California, North Broadway, that Walmart has two for $99. Paris, California, 1800 North Paris Boulevard, they have three for $99. Sacramento, California, Antelope Road, they have two for $99. Fresno, California, 5125 East Kings Canyon Road, they have two for $99. Long Beach, California, Carson Boulevard, Walmart has two for $99. So, I mean, and there's a lot more different places. Wake Forest, North Carolina, not too terribly far from me. They have three for $99. Greenville, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, there is a Walmart on Woodruff Road. They have two for $99 in Greenville, South Carolina. That is not far from me at all, you guys. So Virginia Beach, Virginia, they Phoenix Drive Walmart, they have two for $99. Chesapeake, that's up by Debbie Kidd, right? I think. Two for $99 at the Chesapeake Square Ring Road Walmart. The supposedly they had two as of the 20th at 4:37 p.m. So you guys, there's and folks is finding out about it because I'm showing limited stock in some of these places where they're getting snatched up at that price, and that's just $99. And like I told you all, there was some near me for $184, not super near me, but near where we went to today, and I could have gotten one. But I know the hubby and me spending money on something unnecessarily. So, you know, the 4x4 is such an affordable machine, even at its full price of $3.99. You know, you still are getting something that you could easily make that money back up within 6 months if you, you know, really put your mind and heart into it and find something that you can do in the hoop, or like the hand sanitizer holders, the key fob, the chapstick holders, you know, and you selling them for $4, $5, $6, $7, $10 a piece. It won't take too terribly long to make that money up. So it's something that I don't like to hear people dogging the 4x4 machine. I really don't, because that's a lot of folks, that's all they can do. So that's why for this channel, I try and make sure that I'm like, hey, you really need to, you know, appreciate and embrace the 4x4 and what all it can do for you, because I know what it did for me. So, you know, but at any rate, Kim Solomon says hello to you, and I'm sorry, I'm just running my mouth and I see y'all have been typing. Ethel Smith, good evening to you. Kim Solomon, yes, I am on Instagram under The Baby's Booty, all one word, The Baby's Booty, BABYS BOOTY. Laura McLean, hello to you as well, and I think the link is in my description below, even though my description right now is wrong. It's for last week, but I'm going to update it after the live tonight. But the same information for the most part down below, I still keep the same. And my link to Instagram is at the very bottom if you scroll down in the description. Sullivan Homesteader says, does it have to say top stitch needle, or can it just be a 9014 needle? It is occasionally skipping stitches and breaking thread. I did do a sample stitch. From what I understand, it has to say top stitch, from what I understand. I'll go back and take a look at what the difference is between the regular 9014 and the top stitch 9014 and try and get back to you. As a matter of fact, while we're on, I'm going to see if I have both in my needle stash, and we'll take a look and see. Will says, you're in listen mode, cleaning up the kitchen right now. Just cooked dinner. And didn't bring me no dinner? Trash. Diane Parker says, you're currently working on a tutu for your niece. That's what's up. Little Miss Boutique does tutus as well. I love tutus. They're so cute. I want one for myself, but we're going to leave that alone. Maria says, the lady commented, gluing a grub type fabric on the base of the Lazy Susan so that it doesn't slip. A grip type fabric on the base of the Lazy Susan so that it doesn't slip. Yeah, I mean, that would work to definitely keep a Lazy Susan from moving. Diane Parker says, I just purchased my first embroidery machine. What's the best first project to do? Diane Parker, one of the easiest things you can do is embroider on towels, honestly, because you can float it, meaning you hoop your stabilizer, hoop a tearaway. I use tearaway. I'm suggesting that, and based on experts, that's not the right thing to use, but tearaway works perfectly for me and many others. But hoop a nice tearaway, and then you can spray some temporary adhesive, or you don't even have to spray it, and clip it to your hoop if need be. I don't know what machine you have, but some kind of which way you can just lay. If you have a flat machine like the 4x4 or the 5x7, you can just lay it in the hoop and center it and stitch a design on a towel. Find you a nice thick design, not stringy lines, and that's going to be one of the easiest things you can do, and you'll see the fruitage of your reward right away with a towel. Whereas with a shirt or with a hat, things like that, it's going to take a while to struggle through it. Now, if you're wanting to do something, you know, super cool, there's a lot of really simple in the hoop projects that you can do at like designsbylittleb.com. The link to her site is below, and you can click there, and she has a ton of really easy in the hoop projects that you can do, and I have tutorials on YouTube that you can follow to make it even easier for you. Excuse me. So that's something you can look into. Mary Lou says, greetings to all. Well, greetings to you as well. You're a newbie. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen your name before. I have a Brother 6 needle I just purchased, and I am wondering which would be better, the fast frames or are there better frames? Well, first of all, Miss Mary Lou, there is something I need to do for you. When you're in our live, what I do is celebrate new equipment. You just bought a new embroidery machine, and we want to celebrate that with you. You say it's the Brother 6 needle. I don't know what model it is, but I have a Brother 6 needle, and you just got it, and you're new to embroidery. What we do is ring the bell for the new baby. So I want to congratulate you on your new baby. Even though you haven't given me the model number yet, I'm excited for you because not only do you have a new machine, you're new to embroidery as well. So let's celebrate your machine, Miss Mary Lou. Congratulations on your new baby. Congratulations on your new 6 needle. Awesome. So if anyone else has new babies, please drop your description. Let me know what your new baby is, model number, and we'll ring the bell for you and when you got it, okay, so that we can celebrate your baby too. But congratulations on your new baby, first of all. Second of all, I absolutely love the fast frames. I cannot imagine having my embroidery machine without them. Okay, so the fast frames is an excellent asset to your 6 needle machine. I'm going to let you know that right off the jump. It takes a while to get used to them, but once you do, you will mainly use your fast frames over anything else. Okay, now there are magnetic frames as well. I use Mighty Hoops, and I think they also come in the name of, oh gosh, I can't think of the name of the other magnetic hoops that are similar to the Mighty Hoops. But there are other magnetic frames out there. Those are cool as well. They can be really pricey. Okay, so do your research on that and fill it out if you're able to swing, because usually those hoops are like 150 each, 160, 170 each. It just depends on the size of the Mighty Hoop, but that's about the price range. If you can swing that, Mighty Hoops are fun as well. But first and foremost, I would suggest a fast frame system for your machine, because it's so flexible and you will find a lot of use for it as you go on. So definitely get used to your machine first though, but make sure that your next big purchase for your machine is going to be your fast frames. But take a while to get used to using your machines with your regular hoops, and then when you move into your fast frames or your Mighty Hoops, the magnetic hoops, then it'll, you know, feel more native for you. So I'd say give it about 3 to 6 months to get used to your new baby, and then work on the addition of other frames. All right. Diane Parker says hello from New Jersey. Well, welcome from New Jersey. Thank you for joining us this evening. PC6 Design says it was embroidery heaven watching single 18 needle head working. Nice. 6 heads, 12 needle machines going at the same time. It was awesome watching all of that. Yes. Yes, I'm sure it was. I know the NBM show, which was here in Charlotte, seeing all the embroidery machines running, it's just, I love to hear an embroidery machine. And it's funny, I was walking through the mall one time and, you know, just running my mouth with whomever I was with and wasn't really paying attention. And I stopped. I'm like, I hear an embroidery machine. And turned around, and sure enough, I was standing right beside the lids in the mall where they do baseball caps. And they were running an order on the embroidery machine. So I love the sound of an embroidery machine. Copenhagen says, I have a question, Eve. What number needle should I use for towels? What I have found in doing research and watching an expert on thread and needles discuss is the 9014 top stitch needle should work across the board. You shouldn't have to use, you know, much of anything else other than switching to ballpoint or stretch needle when you're using stretchy materials like this dress is jersey knit. So I would need to use a top stitch needle. Anything stretchy, you would want to go with a ballpoint needle, and make sure that that's what you're using for this type of material. What I'm finding is there's someone that I was that I found on Instagram. I guess she follows me, and maybe I follow her back. I'm not sure. But she had posted some onesies, and she had embroidered on them, and the embroidery was great. But you could tell that she used a regular needle and not a ballpoint needle, because the outline of it is just, it kind of makes it look, I don't want to say ragged because that's the wrong word, but it looks like holes all around the outer edge of the embroidery. A lot of that is because you're using the wrong needle. What happens is the sharp needle, it cuts the threads of the jersey knit instead of the ballpoint needle, which pushes the threads out of the way and allows you to be able to embroider on or sew on a jersey type material or stretchy material. So you definitely want to keep in mind to use the ballpoint needle for that type material. But otherwise, the 9014 should be more than sufficient for any embroidery that you're doing, except for something super delicate like silks or something like that. You may want to shrink down to a smaller size needle for that. But your general basic embroidery, 9014 needle should be good for that. Let me see, where was I? Let me see, here we go. Debbie D, hey love, she says hi. Eve and everyone, hello to you. Diana Henderson says, why is it when I stitch an applique out that it doesn't follow stitch out instructions? I'm not sure, Diana, why it wouldn't follow stitch out instructions, because usually whenever I have a applique design, this is how your general steps should go. You have an applique design, all right, and what it'll do is stitch a placement stitch. Usually your placement stitch is just to show you where to put the fabric for the applique, whether you've cut it out beforehand or if it's just a regular piece of fabric, and you lay it over that placement stitch to make sure that all of those stitches are covered, so that you'll know it will work with your applique design, the shape and the size. So once you lay that on top, then it will do a tack down stitch, which it does pretty much the same shape that it just did for the placement stitch generally. All right, and once it does the tack down stitch, that's just to hold that fabric in place, and it allows you to trim close to the stitches all around. That's usually how that works. It's a placement stitch, you put down your fabric, your tack down stitch, you trim around those tack down stitches close to the tack down stitches on the outside of it, of course, and then the next thing is the satin outline around the applique design. The only time there's a difference, I have seen a couple of designs where it will do the placement stitch, you put the fabric, tack down stitch, you cut and trim close to it, then it'll move to another applique piece, placement stitch, fabric, tack down stitch, you trim, another applique piece, placement stitch, fabric, tack down stitch, trim around it, and then it'll go back to the first one and do the satin stitch, second one do the satin stitch, third one do the satin stitch. So sometimes it'll work that way, but a lot of that depends on the designer and how the designer has the design laid out, you know. So that part of the question I kind of can't answer without knowing what design you're using or seeing the design that you're using, like the actual steps of it, so that I can explain it better. But for the most part, most appliques generally follow that pattern. Miss Sullivan Homesteader says, inspiration needles help too for metallic threads. They have square eyes. So I have not used an inspiration needle, but the top stitch needle, if I'm not mistaken, is elongated and kind of squared, if I'm remembering what I saw correctly. As a matter of fact, let me see if I have a top stitch needle right here. Yeah, because this is a little teeny eye. See, okay, so let me set that to the side because that's definitely what we just talked about. And let me see if I have a top stitch in here, because it says embroidery 9014. This says universal 9014 stretch, and then no. Here's some more. Let's see. Microtech, stretch, universal, top stitch. Yas. I got a treat for you. Okay. Oh, wow. And this one is 8012. This isn't even 9014. Okay. So, the reason why I was saying top stitch. Okay. I could use this. This will work. Alright. Here is a 9014 needle. This is Schmetz needles. Whoop. Let me get closer. Can you zoom? Can you know? No zoom? No. Okay. 9014 embroidery needle. You see that, right? Okay. So, brand new needle. Not that that really makes a difference. And here is 9014 top stitch needle. Let me see if I can't get this to work. I don't know if it's going to work as well as I want it to. It should though. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it was clear. And you see there's the eye of that needle. Okay. Now, this is the top stitch needle. See, it says top stitch, and this is 8012. So it's not as big as the 9014. And of course, that's oh crap. Well, I'm not gonna be able to do that with one hand like I thought I could. Sorry. I'm struggling. There we go. No, when you do that earlier. Darn thing. Okay. So back to the needles. Now this one is the 9014 embroidery needle. Let's see if I can get it to do flachi again. There you go. All right. And this one is the top stitch needle. Look at the hole size difference. See how this one down here is more square and this one up here is more long? Well, now down there is more long. See, that extra wiggle room on a top stitch needle is what your thread loves. And see how it's kind of squared a little bit? That's what you want, is to give your embroidery thread somewhere to play and give it some room, wiggle room. Okay, the more wiggle room you give your thread to, you know, get itself together, the less likely it's going to get bound up, you know, in that smaller square and break, and your thread breaks. So you want to give it more room in this top stitch for it to play. So that's why top stitch, the word top stitch, is so important, because it's a longer eye for that particular make sure this is top stitch. Nope, that does not. I was about to put that in the wrong thing. It has a larger eye for your thread to play in, so that's why it really should say top stitch. And I'm glad I had that. I didn't even know I had that right there with me, and I'm glad you guys were able to see that. That was super. How cool is that, to be able to see and tell right away? Because otherwise you can look at a 9014 needle beside a 7511 and they kind of look so close. And as a matter of fact, let me show you that the 9014, of course, you are looking at the diameter of your needle, how thick it is, right? But the hole, the eye, let's go back to top stitch. This is 7511, and we'll go back to the top stitch and let you look at, and this is a 7511 embroidery needle. Ouch. Which, let me show you that. I don't know, can you see that, saying that? Whoop, there we go. 7511 embroidery needle, and then back to the top stitch needle. And they look so similar. It's crazy. But the biggest difference is the eye size. Let me move this over. And there you have, look at the size of the eye on that 7511 versus the, that wasn't even 9014, 8012. Sorry, that's the 8012 top stitch. Okay, so it's important to know these little things and get what works the best for you. And of course, if you've been using 7511, which I have been using 7511 embroidery needles for years, for the last 3 years of me doing embroidery, and hadn't had too many issues. I have had thread breaks and stuff, especially with certain threads. And I've been able to do metallic thread even successfully with the 7511 needle. However, can I say it has been fairly smooth sailing with the 9014 top stitch needle. Okay. So yes, that's the top stitch part is very important. And as Sullivan Homesteader pointed out with the inspiration needle, it has a square eye. The top stitch does as well. Kim Solomon, I just started working on zipper pouches, personalizing them. Well, that's what's up. Zipper pouches are quite popular. I need a new one. As a matter of fact, just figured that out tonight. Little Miss Boutique, thank you. And I just love your patterns. And thank you very much. I saw that. I did peep that, girl. I saw it. I saw what you was doing. And they were super cute. Great job on your bibs. Laura McLean says, any tips and tricks for embroidering a faux leather handbag? I have had it for months, but have been chicken to try. Okay, well, one thing's for certain, the faux leather will have a tendency to stick to the throat plate. Okay, so your embroidery hoop rests on the embroidery machine, and of course the needle comes down through your material into the throat plate, which is where your bobbin is. Excuse me. So the leather will have a tendency to stick right under here. So maybe get some tissue paper, like gift wrap tissue paper or something along those, super thin, and put under there to help it glide along and not get stuck. Because what people are finding out is when it binds like that, or you really can't really tell that it's getting stuck like that, but you get a lot of bird nesting up under that vinyl, and that lets you know, hey, something's not cooperating like it's supposed to be. You know, so that's one tip I would give for leather, definitely. Otherwise, go for it. Go for it. I wish I had my bag in here that I could show you. I did. You remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but at one point earlier this year, there was all the rage over the Walmart tote bags. And those were like a pleather type material. And people were just embroidering, monogramming those left and right. And they were gorgeous, you know, but one of the things they're finding was they needed to put something under the bag to make sure that it glided like it needed to while it was being embroidered. So that's definitely one tip I would for sure give right out the gate. Carol Coleman says, sorry I'm late, but dealing with no power till just now. Oh, it is too cold for that trash. So I am so sorry. I am so sorry for that, because woo, when I tell you I'd be on the phone trying to figure out why my power ain't on. So I am so sorry, dear, but I'm glad you got power now. Hopefully you still had heat, gas heat or something like that to keep you warm. I can't see being without power right now. Justin McCoy says, hello, Miss Eve and the Who Grew. Hello, Justin. How are you? How are you? Sullivan Homesteader says, we just got 15.5 inches of snow yesterday. Well, you have fun with your snow, ma'am. We don't have any room for snow here in Charlotte. As a matter of fact, I think they're projecting possibly snow February the 1st area time frame. But for right now, we don't have any snow coming. Suzanne Go Grand Go says, did you say brother 625? I'm pretty sure that's what I said. Pretty sure it was the new. Let me go back up. Whoop. Yep, SE 625 is what it was. Maria says an embroidery machine for, yeah. Oh, y'all, look, I'm just not catching up with that. Oh my gosh. AZ is Arizona. Thank you. I'm going to forget that, Suzanne. I really am. Maria says, how about Augusta Fabric, Georgetown, Georgia? I have not been there. But Georgetown, Georgia, I will check and see. Ms. Bickham said that would be great if they would ship it at that price instead of using your zip code to determine the sale price. Yes, that would be nice. And we're going to leave that alone because we are talking about the big box retailer that is famous for all kind of craziness. So, you know, I've seen folks get stuff at that sale price, have it shipped to their store, only to get to the store and somebody done canceled their order and they took their stuff that was on sale for themselves. It's just drama. I've seen a ton of drama. So for me, I would much rather be in the store and see it and grab it for myself. I see someone said Mississippi. Let me see, because it would take me forever to go through this list. I'm not going to lie. So what I'll do is save that for a little bit later, and I'll scroll through the list and see, because the way I have it listed is by price. Okay, so it's going to give me the lowest price in the country, where it is, and then show the stores that it's involved with and go from there. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out in more detail a little bit later. That's your Walmart debit, kid. I'm gonna leave that alone. Miss Social Deb says hello everyone, just joining. So what is 2 for $99? Yes, it was the SE 625 embroidery machine. Thank you, Anna Sane. Thank you very much for clarifying that for us. And Will, did I say Columbia? And if you did, which one? I did not say Columbia. I said Greenville, South Carolina. Sullivan Homesteader says, or just for someone just starting out to see if they would enjoy this. That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely 100% correct. That is what I say. Even for $400, okay, the regular price, $399. Even for that price, that's still not the thousands for all the other embroidery machines that are out there, right? So what I have found, especially for these 4x4 machines, if you invest in them and decide, you know what, this isn't for me, that's $400 that you could turn around and post it brand new, barely used. I didn't really like it. You could at least, you know, get right there at your money back, because there is still a need for it. And if you get it at that price and then post it for a little bit more, maybe $200 or something, I don't agree with you purchasing it unless that's your business. Now, if that's your business and that's what you do, is make a profit off of stuff that you can get at a cheaper price, so be it. But if it's just you and you're trying it and you got it at that price and you know there's somebody else out there that probably wants to try as well, you know, offer it to them just a little bit more for your trouble, the time, the gas to go get it and all that jazz. But, you know, posting it for $300 when you got it for $99, me personally would not do, because I know there's so many folks out there that could benefit from it that really want to get into it. So, you know, but yes, that's still a good deal, that you could make concession for $400 to give it a shot just to see, and then turn around and sell it again, and you really wouldn't lose your money. Barbara Nance just checked our Walmart and it shows $380. That's correct. I mean, the price is right there in it. That's why I said $400, $399 is the normal price. But certain Walmarts have it on sale. Certain ones. I don't know how they come up with that algorithm, what makes them do that. I have no clue. It's just I have an inside scoop on where certain sales are, and when I saw they had an embroidery machine on sale, I was like, oh my god. And I went to go look to see if there was one close to me. So yeah, it's pretty cool. What is the meaning, someone asked. Oh Lord, folks is retracting their messages. I apologize, y'all. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. Maria says, I need to buy a machine to leave at my son's house in Maryland. That would be cool. And then that way when you go, you don't have to carry your stuff with you. The only thing is you're buying thread up there and thread back there, but I totally understand, because if you're there for an extended period of time, that makes sense. Sheila Noel, hello, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. Diane Parker, yes, the SE 625 for $99, but only at certain Walmarts, not all of them, okay? Diane Country Hut, well, hey, how are you? How is the she shed going, ma'am? I've been meaning to reach out to you and find out. Terry Ponce says, hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Well, I was late as well, Terry Ponce. I did not get here until 8:30 because I was out of town, so I understand. Anna Sane. Let me make sure I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. I'm bad about butchering stuff. Says, yes, I love my 4x4. Been treating me good. I know that's right. I tell everybody that. Diane says, Fabio, your PE 800 is waiting to be unboxed, but he has to wait until he moves into the hut. Well, we want to ring the bell for Fabio. Let's ring. When did you get Fabio? Was he new? Did we ring the bell for Fabio? Let me know, so that we can ring the bell if we haven't. Ellis Wolf is trying to find out where in Mississippi, I'm assuming, and hopefully you got your answer. Solon Homesteader says, I use a 9014 regular needle. I will post in the hoop group. I will go get top stitch needles this week to see the difference. Yes, please keep me updated. Okay, now again, you see the difference with the eye size, and that's a huge difference actually. So it should give your metallic thread more room to wiggle, and thus less chance of binding up again and breaking. So it's okay. And Maria, that's fine, not an issue. Eartha Lewis. Well, hey, Eartha Lewis, how are you? Thank you for joining me this evening. And as Will pointed out, you guys, I apologize. My mic is in the way because I don't have it connected like I've been had it, because I've been having mic issues. I've had this one for a while. Maybe I need to reset it or something. But to me, I hope y'all can hear me pretty good. But usually it's a good microphone, but when I've been using it for recording videos, it's not been acting right. So I pulled it down to mess with it and just haven't put it back up. Erica Betts, is applique hard to do on your machine? Applique is not hard to do on any machine at all, actually. It's the thing with applique is your scissors. That's what makes or breaks applique. And the scissors make all the difference in the world for applique. So these are my go-to hardcore, won't use anything else if I absolutely don't have to or can't. If I can't find these, I use these for applique. And these little teeny scissors on some applique is a pain in the butt because it's so little. It has a little bite, so it takes a long time to you know, cut around the applique. But these, I love these applique scissors because the way the bill of it is slanted, use this to get up close and personal along your applique, up along that thread. And the way this is slanted, it helps lift that fabric so that you can get in really close as you're cutting along your stitch line with these. So these are in my Amazon store if you're interested and want to purchase them. Amazon affiliate. Otherwise you can look for, I'm pretty sure they call them duckbill scissors in on Amazon or wherever to purchase. But these are excellent applique scissors, and my Amazon store is in the link below if you're interested. Brenda Watson, hello from Hutto, Texas. My first time joining in. Thank you for joining in, Brenda. I am going down the chat and wanting to make sure that I address everyone and say hello to everyone that is here because I do appreciate each and every one of you for joining us this evening. Erica Betts says, I just bought a Janome MB4S. Well, congratulations, Erica Betts. We need to ring the bell for your baby too. Congratulations, Erica, on your Janome MB4S. Please keep us updated in the hoop group of all of the wonderful projects you will be working on your new baby. Congratulations again. It's a lot of fun when you get a new baby, man. You be all like, ooh, what am I going to do? There's just so many different things you want to do, and it's hilarious. I absolutely love it. It's a thrill. And the only thrill you get is when you first bring it home and go to work on it. I absolutely love it. Diane Parker says, ring the bell for me too, brother. Brother PE 540D. Congratulations, Diane Parker, on your PE 540D, girl. What is that? Is that a 5x7? If so, congratulations. Well, no matter what it is, congratulations. But is that a 5x7? I'm like trying to keep my mind updated for what is what and what size machine go with what. I know. Well, PE 540, I think that's the 4x4 if I'm not mistaken. But please let me know. I would like to know. 3 weeks ago. Congratulations. Let us see. Diane Parker says, thanks, you're a super noob. Looking forward to starting that towel project. Towels are fun. Towels are a lot of fun and easy. Oh, Lord. And you can go to Dollar Tree and get towels. I don't know if you can see back there in the back corner, there's a black towel hanging up under my Darth Vader picture. And it's got a picture of a dryer on it. It says 360. That's a Dollar Tree towel. And I embroidered the hand dryer on it for my hairdresser to show her the towels and how they could do towels if they wanted to. She didn't bite, but that's okay. But it just shows you can go to Dollar Tree and try out a towel. You don't have to spend a ton of money to practice on your machine. You can run to Dollar Tree, get all kind of stuff. Candia Hainsworth, I believe, on her channel, she has a pot holder video, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I have one. I can't remember if I do or not, but I know she has one to show how to embroider on a pot holder from Dollar Tree and make money off of it, right? So there's a ton of things, and that's the 4x4 machine. You can do that one as well. So yes, towels are super easy to do. Diane Parker says you're going to put some quotes on your guest hand towels. That's going to be super cute. Please make sure that if you are in the hoop group to post pictures of that. I really want to see those. I know those are going to be super cute. If you're in here and you're not a member of the hoop group, we do have a group that we have together. We call ourselves the hoop group because embroidery, we use embroidery hoops, right? So the hoop group is on my website, www.thebabiesbooty.com. The link is below, and you're more than welcome to join the hoop group if you are into embroidery and wish to follow all the goings on of embroidery and some of the things that we're involved in. And you can email, well, once you go to request to join, it'll shoot me an email. I'll get the email, approve it, and you can come in and you can post pictures, you can ask questions, you can keep up to date on a lot of the goings ons around the baby's booty. And definitely keep up to date and keep up with everyone. I could have swore I saw somebody ask me what was the thing behind my channel. Did I not see that and I missed someone's comment? There it is. Diane Parker, you asked what's the meaning behind my channel name. I'm sorry, I did see that, and some kind of which way I read it and put it in the back of my mind and wanted to make sure I addressed that. I apologize for skipping it, but the reason behind my channel name, that's actually my business name, is The Baby's Booty. And let me grab him because can't have the story without him. But there's two reasons behind, well, I'm lying. One reason behind my channel name, my business name, is because that is a business name that I came up with going on 19 years ago. 19 years ago, I came up with that business name. And the reason why I came up with that business name is because of a picture. Okay. Now, one of the things that most parents do is they take pictures of their kids, and they absolutely love the pictures of their kids. But one particular picture of my daughter is my absolute favorite picture of her because it was absolutely adorable. And she wasn't even a year old at the time, if I'm remembering correctly. And I apologize for looking down and not addressing you guys in the camera, but I'm scrolling my Instagram. Someone asked me, did I have Instagram? And I do. And that picture is on my Instagram. And that's the fastest way for me to get to that picture. But I want to show you because I've never wanted people to think anything other than sweet baby innocence when it came to the business name. And thus the reason why I came up with my mascot. Okay, so this is Sir McQuackins. He is my official Baby's Booty mascot. And the reason being, him being a pirate duck, and pirates have booty. So, the Baby's Booty. And with him being a little rubber duck. And I was making baby things initially. That was my business. I would make baby clothes and baby bibs, baby bird cloth, baby blankets. That was the reason behind it. Well, this picture here is the reason why I came up with that business name. Sorry, I know it's like, there it is. That is the little chocolate legs coming down from that onesie, man, and that curly mop of hair, black hair, with her looking out the window years ago. Now this crazy thing right here is 19, about to be 20 in June. That's how long. This picture is where I came up with that business name. And I said that whatever come my way when I started a business that was appropriate to go with that business name, I was going to name it The Baby's Booty. So through the years, I've had many businesses. I've done a lot of different things, worn a lot of hats as a mother and a wife. And I'm the type of person, my grandfather, and I know I'm going into some personal stuff, and I apologize for the folks that's not here for personal stuff, but, you know, just, I don't mind being transparent. But my grandfather was an entrepreneur, and he had an ice cream parlor, he had an ice cream truck, he made hair products, he sold hair products back when Dudley first started. I don't know for those that know about Dudley, he knew them. Oh gosh, I mean, my grandpa he worked for the railroad as his regular business, but he also did side railroad work as a business at one point. And even to the point to where my dad and his brothers, he had them working as young kids, learning to have their own business as well. So as I was born and grew up, that's all I knew, was to have my own business. It wasn't, you know, he emphasized having a official business. Like if you were going to work, you needed to be in something that was going to be there, whether it's utilities, railroad, medical, funeral. It was like, you're going to get a job in one of these arenas, but you also should have something on the side for yourself. So I've always had the entrepreneur in me. So I've had a lot of different businesses through the years, but my problem was I would never stick with the one. I couldn't find something that I just had to keep throughout my life. So when I married my husband, I've had several businesses in our marriage. And this one, he was like, I tell you what, if you just stick to one, I'll support you 100%, no questions asked. And when I decided to make baby clothes and do the embroidery, I said, I love this. I love doing this, and I fell in love, and that's the end of that story, because I finally found a business that I could attach the baby's booty to, and it made sense in a way. Even though if Afro-Colombian is still in here, she and I had a dialogue about that. That's my best friend and business mentor, super best friend for many years since high school, and business mentor, and we had a discussion about my name and making sure that it, but I refused to change it. I couldn't see changing it. But anyway, but once we found him, Sir McQuackins, it like all came together. And to me, it just struck a chord in my soul. And it was like, this is perfect. Everything is perfect. And so that's how I came up with the name, The Baby's Booty, because I was doing baby things. And it just fit. And that was my name from way back. I had to keep it. So saying all of that to say, the name and in and of itself has nothing to do with embroidery per se, but it's my identity. I've made it my identity, so I just kept it and didn't change my name to anything else to fit. And so that's the rate I go with it. Because I could have made it Eve Laurie's whatever, but to me, this is as much my identity as my personal name. But I would rather my personal name be who I am as a person, not as a business person, because that's my name for me throughout my life, whereas this is set one thing and one thing only. So that is why. Sorry, long drawn out explanation, but that's why that's there. So Diane, thank you for asking that question. I do like to go into that story. Probably too much like going into that story, but that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. So you guys, let me get back to the snap hoop, magnetic hoops. Thank you, Sharon Blake. I appreciate that, because I could not remember the name of that. Okay, so let me see. Dewana Smith. Hello to you, Dewana Smith. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. Marianne Reddick, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining us again. We always love having you here, my dear. Good to see you. Sharon Blake says, watch for DIME classes at your sewing store, and they have details on the snap hoops. DIME does carry the snap hoops. JG says, hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you here before. Teresa Wallace, thank you for joining us. You're watching from Huxley, Texas. Well, congratulations on joining us this evening and being a part of our channel. And I appreciate you chatting and letting us know that you're here. Sullivan Homesteader says, I have an embroidery wheel that has all different fabrics. When you turn to the fabric you're using, it will tell you the needle to use, stabilizer to use, and any additional helpful notes. Now, that's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually. So that's neat. And I think that's a neat thing to have. I'll see if you'll email me a link to where you got it, and we'll see if we can't find a way where other folks can get a hold to it if they want to. Miss Bickham says, if you're new to embroidery and trying the fast frames, make sure you keep aware of the sewing field of those hoops as they don't register with your machine to keep you from crashing. You won't be happy. Thank you. I appreciate you pointing that out. There is a learning curve with those fast frames. And let me go right back up to here and see where that was. I apologize. I'm scrolling. Mary Lou Malloy. She is right with your 6 needle. And I'm pretty sure I have a video on using fast frames with your embroidery machine. If I don't, I need to do one. But using the fast frames is absolutely wonderful. But you do need to make sure you double check where your needle, where your design fits. You know, like for instance, when you're using the fast frames and you put them on the 6 needle machine, the adapter that you use is the largest size that goes on the machine. But you have fast frames that are small that can use that same large adapter. So your embroidery machine, the hoops that come with your embroidery machine are made so that when you put those hoops on, the machine automatically knows what size hoop you're using. And so if you try to put a design in the machine that's too big for that hoop, your machine is like, no, you're going to have to get a bigger hoop. This is not going to fit your frame that you have on the machine right now. Well, fast frames don't work that way. So with the fast frames, they are set for the largest size. So if you put the small frame adapter on there, your machine is still going to think it's the large size hoop that's on your embroidery machine. And so you can't, you can put a design in your machine that's way too big for that little hoop and cause damage. Okay, so you do have to learn how to make sure, number one, you know what size your hoops are. Okay, that to me, that's more important than anything, because you don't have to second guess. Oh, wait a minute, this design is 13 by 9, so why am I using this 5 by 7 hoop? You automatically know what size it goes on. But even if you don't, there are settings in your machine where it will show you where your boundaries are for your machine. And if I remember correctly, you said no, you just said you had a 6 needle. So if you have the one with the laser, that makes it really easy, very easy. Actually, I absolutely love it. And it shows you your boundaries with the laser, so you know when you're over your hoop. But if you don't have the laser, you have to manually check yourself. But the machine will show you how to do it, but there's no laser to guide it, you know. So there is something out there. And if you want to, if you'll send me a message on my email, thebabiesbooty@gmail.com, send me a message and I'll check my videos tonight and see if I have that, because I think it's a private video and I can link that video to you to show you how to check and make sure you can use how to use your fast frames with your 6 needle machine. But once you learn, you already know what to do, and it's really easy, no sweat after that. Okay, so thank you, Miss Bickham, for making sure that I mentioned that. Mr. Billiard says, hi Eve, good night to you. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. I've been binge watching your videos and learning so much. By any chance you have any videos on doing gradients? Thank you. I don't. Now, there are a lot of gradient designs. Are you meaning making gradients or just stitching out gradients? Because the picture that I did on the canvas and I showed it on my last live had like a gradient stitch to it, but I didn't show how to do it. I mean, because the design was designed that way. But I actually don't have videos on actually creating embroidery designs. So I wouldn't have a video on that if that's what you're asking. Caroline Threadplay says it took so... Okay, that has nothing to do with me. Cheryl Malone, as always, thank you so very much for reminding everyone. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button, the thumbs up. I definitely appreciate it. It helps my YouTube metrics to let them know that you guys like the videos and helps keep me coming back for more because I know you guys are okay with what we got going on. So please definitely give us a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. We have tutorials and I have a huge project coming up for you guys to see. I'm so excited about it. I'm actually too excited about it because I'm trying to figure how to condense all of this just really awesome information into one video and trying to decide whether to split it up or not because it's just that cool. Okay, so I've told you guys that I plan to take several field trips. You remember being back in school and one of your favorite things was field trip day when you would get to go and get out the classroom and go see something cool. Well, yes, we did a field trip and we filmed it, and it was, I mean, I was like a kid in a candy store at first, but to actually, well, I'll tell you this part. I was able to see spools of thread actually being made, and we filmed that for you guys to see. So that was totally awesome, and I want to call it something else, but I'm G-rated channel, but it was that amazing. And I normally don't use that type of language, but it was just that super cool, just completely just over the top. And so I'm so excited for y'all to see that because I was like, oh my God, you know, and I'm gonna try and cut that part out with me freaking out and looking absolutely crazy. But it was just really cool to see it, right? So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to show you guys that, and that's a video that's coming up. It's already filmed. I already have the footage. Working on editing, so we're trying to get that up for you guys. But there's a whole lot more to it because it's a candy shop video. I'm trying to tell y'all this was like an A+ field trip type situation, so I'm excited about that. I just have to finish editing, and you guys don't understand, editing is a fool. It's an entire fool. So this is probably gonna be maybe a, I'm hoping, I'm trying so hard to keep this from being a 60-minute video. I really am. There's a lot of footage because there's so much to see, and I'm trying really hard for it to not be a 1-hour video. But if it is 60 minutes, it usually takes, for every minute of video, there's usually a good 30 minutes of footage. 30 minutes of editing that has to be done. Then after the editing, for every minute, to have the video, all that edited footage put together and then changed into one whole video, for every minute, that usually takes me at this point 5 minutes. Okay, so 60 minutes times 5, you know, that's a huge amount of a large video, because my loving husband was totally awesome and bought me this super duper over the top camera, and the footage is like high def, so it's much bigger, and that's why it's taking me so much longer. So, but it looks so great for you guys, and that's why I'm like, I can't wait to get this out, because you're really gonna love it. And it's gonna look great. So it's gonna take a while for me to get it all together and get it, you know, put up. So, but anyway, I know I'm rambling. Oh Lord, Miss Lorraine is in here, so I know she gonna fuss at me. You was just going on and on and on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Lorraine. All right, so let me see. I don't have the gradients. Hit the thumbs out button. Sullivan Homesteader, you got it now. That's awesome. You're welcome. JG says, OMG, I just broke a needle. What? Why are you breaking needles on the baby lock? I'm gonna need you to not break the needles, ma'am. Why did you break a needle? I hope you didn't get hurt and do like I did, break the needle in my finger. Yeah, so please be careful. Contessa Harris, hello from Louisiana. Lorraine, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you joining me. Yun Christopher, hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Deborah Vance, thank you. You're a newbie. Yes, I haven't seen your name here before. You're welcome. Anytime you need help, please just let me know. Carol Coleman, no heating because of no electricity. Oh my God, please stay warm. Especially if it's like here, we're already at freezing. So, I'm glad it's back on. I really am. So please be careful. Deborah Kidd says yours doesn't have any. Are you talking about your Walmart? Now those, oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Those things in the store, what do they call it? Oh, I gotta laugh at myself. My brain is fried. Inventory. The inventory that I was seeing was by a certain time. It was all today, but it could have been earlier in the day and they could be gone by now. So if you were talking about your Walmart, okay, I'm sorry. Did you go down there that quick? Oh my God. Or did you call? Now, sometimes the Walmart, now I will say this. Sometimes my inventory will say that the store has it. You go on the shelf and it's not on the shelf. It's in the back. Okay. So I don't know if you called. If you called, they're not going to tell you what's in the back. So I don't know. I hope you got the inside scoop with a manager or something that could check in the back to see if it's there. I would check maybe tomorrow and see if it's in the back. If whoever told you tonight it's not on the shelf, check tomorrow and see if they brought them out from the back. So this thing has been pretty accurate. Sometimes it's off, but usually it's not. So sorry, but yeah, they've been showing up. $99, what did I say, $189 earlier. It's crazy to see that on sale like that. So let me know, Debbie Kidd, because that was your area Walmart. It really was. That was crazy. Miss Social Dev says Brother 625 combo machine isn't. I would buy it in a heartbeat. I do too. Now I don't use them for sewing unless I absolutely have to. Like one time my sewing machine went down and I was like, oh my God. And then my backup started acting funky. So I had to use it as a sewing machine because I had something I absolutely had to get out. But otherwise I don't like to, switch it up. I like to have my dedicated sewing machine. But the fact that it's there and available, I love that, because like I said, I did have to use it one time. So Will said too, Lexington locations have them at that price, but both out of exactly. I mean, if it was at yours, you would run and go get it too. So it's gonna be a hot thing. So if I see it in your area, I'll let you know. Sheila Newhouse, first time here. Thank you. Welcome. I haven't seen your name, so welcome to our channel. We're here discussing embroidery and embroidery things. So thank you for joining in with us. Diane Country Hut said you stole Fabio from Amazon when the price was down to $466.86 just before the holiday. Yes ma'am, I did see that and I wanted to cry because I wanted to get I wanted to get it at that price and I missed that sale. I missed that sale. So yeah, that was a good deal for whoever was able to get that 800 at that price. That was an excellent deal because that's the 5x7 machine, not the 4x4. So yeah, that's a good thing. Maria says she loves her duckbill scissors for applique. Yes, ma'am. I did call them duckbill, didn't I? I hope I did. It's one of those nights. Let us see. Erica Bet says ring, ring, woot, woot. I'm glad we got the bell. Chris. Hi, Chris. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Barbara Grothier. Hello, all. Welcome. I haven't seen your name, I don't think. Love your new 4x4. I have the SE625 and the SE400. I bought one brand new. The other was used. Loving having both of them. Yes, ma'am. I enjoyed having 3 of the 4x4s myself before being able to get the 6 needle, my blessing. So yes, I understand. Having 3 is awesome. When you have them all going at one time, it's like music. It's like just hearing a song, singing right there beside you. It's quite soothing. But you got to get up and make sure everything changed and ain't nothing messing up. But still, I love having all 3 going at one time. Miss Social Deb, yep, got the duckbill scissors too. Love them. Yes, they are. Melissa Huff, can you quit on a 4x4 machine? What do you mean? Please explain that for me, Miss Huff. Can you quit on a 4x4 machine? Because I want to make sure I answer that correctly. Because you can quit on anything. No matter what machine you're on. You can stop it and go do something entirely different. You just hit the green go button and it'll turn, I think, yellow or either red, and it'll stop. And you can just stop if that's what you mean. Debbie D says, again, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. Diane Parker says, PE540D is a 4x4 Disney machine. Sweet. So you get to do Mickey designs and everything with that thing, girl. Maria says, Dollar General has nice towels for embroidery. Yas, that's what's up. Sullivan Homesteader says, hashtag the best hoop group. So if you're in the hoop group, let me know. Do hashtag hoop group down below. And I know that's going to have my chat going like this, so please forgive me if I get mixed up. But hashtag hoop group if you are in the hoop group, so that I know and can say hi. Caroline Thread Place Will says, don't forget, all thread is 25% off. Tonight is the last night. Okay, so click on the thread banner when you go to carolinathreadplace.com. So all of his sulky thread is 25% off, but that ends tonight. Okay, so if you want to get a good deal on some sulky thread, you can go there and click the banner and get your thread at 25% off. Sullivan Homesteader says, enjoy hearing about your personal life, makes you real. I don't know how to be anything else, ma'am. I am me. People that I've met in person, they're like, oh my God, you're just like you are online. I'm me. I can't be a fake person. That's not my personality. Now, one thing I will say is sometimes I'll get tired. Like, you know, if we're together and I'm like, hey, how you doing? And we're having a good time, you know, after a while, I may get tired. And if I get tired, I'll get a little more quiet, or just be like, wow, you know, and be super quiet. It just depends on my mood or how I'm feeling. Because ironically, I'm actually an introvert by nature, but my personality is extrovert. It's crazy. So sometimes I just don't want to deal with folks. But when I do, I'm just like bubbly and all over the place. But this is me. I don't know any other way to be. So, and I don't have a problem if you, for the most part, if you ever want to ask questions or find out what makes me tick a certain way or whatever the case may be, I have no issues with personal questions. Super personal, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. But I don't mind, you know. I have kids. Actually, we have 6 kids. None of them, all of them are 18 and older, thank the Lord. But I have grandbabies now. We have 5. About to have, well, I'm not gonna say about to have another one. I'm not gonna say that right now, Lord. So maybe more in the future, who knows. Love all my grandbabies very much. So, you know, I have a very transparent life. I don't really, you know, sugarcoat or hide anything, because what's the point? And my thing is this: if somebody really wanted to know that much about me, it's not that difficult with the way the internet is now to find out whatever you want about somebody. So I don't mind letting folks know. GAS 93. What's a good thread for the brother SE40? There are so many out there. What I will say is, don't spend a whole ton on thread. Okay, you don't have to. Just make sure it's embroidery thread. And the reason being is because embroidery thread doesn't shed like regular sewing thread. And regular sewing thread can shed off into your machine and cause damage with lint buildup. Okay, so a good thread I have used is the on this shelf right here, this peg rack, is the thread that's on Amazon. Okay, these are all the Amazon threads that hold, I think it's 40 spools or something like that. Color rainbow. I used it. It worked perfectly for me. Some people say it doesn't work for them. I don't know how it can't work. I just don't. That thread worked great for me. That's in the link in the description in my Amazon store. There is a link to that thread. Otherwise, you can go to Joann's and Hobby Lobby is just so expensive. Will has thread you can purchase there and have it mailed. But if you're trying to go somewhere and pick it up in person, you can go to Joann's Fabrics and Crafts. Thread is kind of pricey. I think right now they have a buy 3 get 3 or something to that effect. I don't know if that's worth it or not, but that's a couple of options for you. Or your local sewing vacuum store may have thread. A lot of them carry thread there too, so give that a shot. Let us see. I'm glad Jaleel was still there. That's just makes me happy. Diane Parker says, thanks for telling the story of how you came up with the name, and thank you for sharing that part of yourself and your family and how it all came to be. So inspirational. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. And Miss, oh my gosh, who is this? Thank you, Miss Social Deb, very much for the $5 super chat. That is totally awesome. I appreciate that very much. Every little bit helps our channel. So thank you so very much. I really definitely appreciate that. You did not have to, and I am definitely grateful for that. And you guys are chatting all over the place, and I did not realize how far away I've gotten from the chat. So I'm not gonna be too much longer. I didn't realize it was going on 10 o'clock, y'all. I'm about to be like Will and be on for 3 hours. I'm not gonna do that. And my husband will kill me dead if I'm over here after 10 o'clock. So we're gonna make it quick. I'm gonna try and finish up so I won't have y'all on here so long. I'm sorry about that. Let me see. Erica Betts, you are so helpful to so many of us starting out with embroidery. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just wish I had the same help when I was starting, but it's okay. When I realized that it was needed, that's where I'm like, okay, I can't let somebody else go through the same struggle I went through when it's unnecessary. And I had so many folk in my corner that really did just genuinely reach out to me. And like, for instance, Miss Bickham in here, Bickham 61 was just inspirational because she's had her own embroidery business for many years. We're not going to say how many, but she's been a business owner, embroidery storefront and everything for many, many years. And she reached out to me and was like, okay, we're going to teach this new person how things are done. And that just meant the world to me. It really did. So I definitely appreciate that. And I wanted to do the same thing for others. So yes, definitely did that. And you do have the laser, Mary Lou. Good. I'm glad. So that laser is definitely going to help you out a lot. Let's see. KC Kid 68. Hi from Ottawa, Kansas. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. You're new here as well. I appreciate you being here. Terry Ponce, you're welcome, my dear. Debbie Kidd says, I just got my first magnetic frame. I figured I would try it before I invest a lot of money in others. Do you like it? I love it, especially for my blankets. Oh, this is like perfect for my blankets. Mary Lou says, okay, thank you so much. Is there any other than y'all think is better than fast frames? Ooh, I don't think of anything better. I don't think better. Not me personally. Suzanne, love the business name story and your family history. That is so touching, and you shouldn't change it because it means something to you. Thank you. Yes, it means a lot to me. It really does. Leah says, I make tote bags out of Condura-like fabric and embroider designs on them. I got some that when embroidering on it, I had problems with the thread looping. Any suggestions on how to stop the looping? Again, I'm not sure the type fabric you're talking about, but if it is any type that would drag that throat plate, try putting a piece of that gift wrap fabric, not gift wrap, tissue, the tissue under it, and see if that helps with the looping. Okay, because sometimes that drag is what makes it loop. I don't know why, but sometimes it does. It's almost like, I don't even know how to explain it, but sometimes that can cause the looping. You said what type needle? Top stitch. It's called top stitch. S-T-O-P. No, T-O-P-S-T-I-T-C-H. And it is right here. So they have different sizes. This one says 8012. But I use 9014. I purchased this for the video, so that's why it's 8012. But I use 9014 top stitch needle. And the reason why it's top stitch is because that eye is much bigger. Hello, Vera Benjamin. How are you? Welcome. Laura, I don't fool with no football. I'm glad you're enjoying the football game, though. Thank you, Carol Coleman. I definitely appreciate your super chat as well. You guys are awesome. I definitely appreciate the support to this channel. It means the world. Y'all have no idea how much that really means to me, so thank you very, very much. Melissa Huff, that's why I was waiting to see if you were going to tell me about quitting on that machine, because I really want to know what you were talking about. Justin Hush. Miss Social DM says I'm watching the game too. Y'all can have fun with that. Diane Parker says you can break that field trip video into parts. I know, but it's just so I don't know that I want to. It's that good. I'm really excited about it. Mr. Billiards, thank you, Eve. You're welcome. I use Soul Art. Okay, and tried gradients with some pictures, but it's really hard. You're a pro at so what, but I'm still learning that. I appreciate all the embroidery wisdom from you. Thank you. Now with Sew Art though, I don't teach that. That is taught, I usually refer people to Clever Dog Designs because I've seen what she's done with Sew Art and it's phenomenal. In my opinion, I'm just like, wow, I tried doing all that. I didn't have the patience. So I went with a more expensive route to achieve digitizing, but you can achieve a lot with Sew Art. So definitely check in with Clever Dog Designs, and I really need to link her in my description below. I'm gonna have to start doing that because I like her videos. Lord, Debbie Kidd, good gracious alive, you went. Debbie Kidd wasn't playing. She was gonna get that machine. Okay, I'll send you the link, but I may call you because there's something about that link that I'm gonna have to talk to you about it. Angela Jackson says, hello, Eve. Thanks for all the information. Love your channel. Well, thank you, Angela Jackson. I appreciate you being here with us this evening. Oh, yeah, take something to take to craft shows. You're right. I didn't think of that. That would be good. Leah says, Maria Condura is what book bags are made out of. Really? Book bags? Is it like a canvas type material? I'm trying to, my mind, I'm trying to make sure what I'm thinking. You put the compass on the Who group. Thank you. I appreciate that. Miss Homesteader. Thank you. Terry Ponce, can you check Cerritos, California for the machine? I can. I'll definitely look. Sheila Newhouse have been watching videos for a long time. Thank you. I appreciate that. Trina's Creations. Well, hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good evening to you as well. Miss Social Deb, I looked on Walmart and can't get one of those brothers in our area for less than $3.80. Believe me, if I can find it, I bought it. As my hubby cringes again. They cringe a lot, don't they? Little do they know we do it for their benefit too. Oh my God. Sheila Newhouse says you have 4 machines. PE 800 is the latest. PE 770, Futura CE 150, and the HE1 was your first one. Love all of them. Y'all, those 4x4. Oh, quilt on a 4x4 machine. Thank you, Marge, because I was like, wait a minute, what? Quilt. You can achieve quilting on a 4x4 machine. Have I done it? No. But what I've done, and I'm not gonna say quilt. Let me rephrase that, because there's so many facets to quilting that I'm learning. Why am I learning this when I have enough on my plate? I have no earthly clue. Miss Beckham, I love you. But you can take those squares and you can do the douflachi. I don't know what it's called, to squish the squish the 2 layers of cotton with the batting in the middle together and hold it together type situation. There's designs 4x4 that you can use those squares and do your quilting. Yes. And then there's also little 4x4 designs that you could put in the middle, because I had one quilt. It was all Oh man, I'm gonna have to show y'all that quilt one day. Well, attempt at a quilt. Let me put it that way. And it had babies on it, and it's not babies, it's girls, but girls of the world. That was the name of my quilt. It had a Muslim girl, it had a Iranian girl, it had a black girl. I mean, it's just like girls all over the world. It was super cute. It was really cute, actually. The concept was really cute. My quilting, not so much. So yes, in that instance, on that aspect, yes, you can quilt. And I appreciate you letting me know that's what you were saying, because I didn't. And Adam, aquí no me estoy entrando de nada. I know what you're saying in a way, but I don't know what you're saying. I apologize. No hablan español. Thank you, Suzanne Go Gringo, and Marge. Thank you. Trina's Creations. What would be the best and next size up embroidery machine for a larger hoop from your 5x7 if you cannot afford a 6 or 10 needle machine? There are several larger machines out there where they can single needles. As a matter of fact, the Dream machine, which was huge, about 4 years ago, I think the Dream machine came out, and that was like all the rage for embroidery machine, single needle brother flatbed, and it's got a really large embroidery field. Those have come down in price. So, you know, you're looking at embroidery machines that were like $400, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, and now they've come down because they're older. It's used, but they've come down. And if you find a brother dealer, usually they've reconditioned it and made it where you shouldn't have any issues out of it, and they may have a slim warranty on it that's maybe a year or something like that. So those are some options that you can do. Also, there's Husqvarna and Joann's Fabrics and Crafts. A lot of times their embroidery machines are on sale, or they have a deal at some point in time going on. I haven't heard the best of reviews from them, but I haven't ever used it myself, and I'm not going to knock something that I haven't used like that. But I do know reviews from Brother versus reviews from everybody else. I'll just put it that way. But I know Husqvarna and Joann's usually have pretty decent, like $2,000, $3,000, something like that, if you're able to afford that much, and they allow payments. So that could be something that you look into for an embroidery art option larger than 5x7. Diane Parker, I will get to that and approve it just as soon as we're done today. Definitely. Terry Ann Chapman, welcome. Thank you for joining us for your first time. We appreciate you joining us here on the Baby's Booty channel. Learning a lot. I am very glad to hear that. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out, and I will try my best to get them answered. Erica Betts just signed up as well. Awesome. Sheila Newhouse says the 800 was a Christmas present from myself to myself, and sometimes you got to give yourself something. So I am glad you got a really nice present to yourself. That was awesome. Oh Lord, Will, you got a message? Did you see that? Okay, I'm glad you got that message. Debbie Kidd, you're going to post bobbins on the hoop group? Awesome. Yes, anytime. Okay, thank you for those who posted hashtag hoop group. Welcome to your home. Thank you for being here with us as our group. If you are in the hoop group and you find a deal, I have no issue whatsoever with you posting a link to the deal that you have found. Okay, because this is the thing. I'm one person. Will is one person. So between the two of us, and we have lives just like y'all have lives. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up with the latest and greatest and the eyes and everything, and sometimes I find out a deal and can't get to post it right away, and I'll forget. I forget to take my medicine every morning, so I have a horrible memory. If you come across a deal, go ahead and post it. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Okay, now what I'll probably do is duplicate it in the deals section on the hoop group, but please post a deal. Please, I have no issue with that whatsoever. Let me see as well. She said, let's have a hoop group slumber party. That would be funny. Lord, my husband would have a fit. You took your full name off. Okay, no problem, Miss Joanne. Thank you, thank you. Let me see. If you are live, he'll ring the bell for you. On your brother, Mrs. says, on my brother SE600, it looks like my top thread on the spool is extremely loose, even before going under the first piece, number 1 to thread. I get a bird's nest underneath at the beginning of the stitches. Then you may need to check your tension. That sounds like a tension possibly issue, which is the top, SE600, the top dial. That's, well, no, yeah, SE600 is 4x4. So just check that and see. I have a tension video. So if you go to Baby's Booty channel and search for tension, how to adjust your tension, then that video will come on and it will hopefully help you get your tension issue resolved. Okay. The problem is there could be a whole list of things that could cause your tension to be off. But that's the first step. Okay, actually the very first step is changing your needle. Get a brand new needle, put a new needle on if you haven't done that already. Change your needle. If you ever have embroidery issues, you've been stitching all along and now all of a sudden there's drama on your embroidery, change your needle. Change your needle, because technically you're supposed to change your needle with every project you start, and none of us do that. I'm gonna be the first to admit it. I don't change my needle with every project because I'm lazy. So change your needle first if you have an issue. After you change your needle, then you want to look at trying to do a tension test, making sure your thread isn't getting stuck somewhere. Make sure your bobbin is put a fresh bobbin in, all that jazz. Make sure your machine is cleaned out. There's no lint. There's no, there's a whole list of things that you really want to go through. If you've been doing embroidery all along and no issues, and now you're having issues, then you want to try and figure out, eliminate what changed, what's different that would cause a problem. If you're stitching on cotton, now you're stitching on denim, and now it's giving you issues. Okay, well, 9 times out of 10, there's something going on with that denim. Maybe it's not hooped right. Maybe it's not enough stabilizer. Maybe it's the wrong weight thread. Maybe the needle is not the 90-14 top stitch, which you probably need more so than the 75-11. It's a process of elimination whenever you have issues, unfortunately. And there's no one answer, okay? And a lot of times people, and I know I'm on my soapbox at 10 o'clock, 10:07 at night, but a lot of people have issues with their embroidery, or they'll have an issue pop up, and they say, hey, I'm having this issue, and they want a straight answer that's going to fix the problem. And it doesn't always work that way. And I see that constantly over and over in the embroidery groups on Facebook, because I'm in 10, if not 15 of them. And in each one of these groups, it's the same thing. They're saying, I'm having this problem. What's the problem? This person is going to say it's the thread. This person is going to say it's the bobbin. This person is going to say you don't have your tension tight enough. This person is going to say, well, your tension is probably too loose. This person is going to say, well, your bobbin probably has a nick in it, and da-da-da-da-da. And that's the way that goes, because in order to troubleshoot and diagnose, it's a process of elimination. Okay, so if you're not experienced enough to look at your embroidery and say, what in the world, why is that acting like that? And then you start, diagnosing yourself, and you've been diagnosing before. If you've never done that, then you won't know where to start. So that's why I say, first thing, change your needle. If that doesn't change anything, then that's when you start with making sure that your machine is cleaned out. Make sure your tension is set. Do a tension test. And sometimes you're in the middle of a project when that acts up. You can't unhoop it and do a tension test unless you have another hoop. So that can cause a problem. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's a process of elimination in order to find out exactly what's causing your problem with your embroidery machine. And sometimes it's something so simple. And you're like, wow, why did I not see that this is what the problem was? So start with the simple things first, and then try and figure it out. My Maria says freezer paper helps with eliminating the drag too on vinyl and leather-like fabrics. Thank you, Maria. Freezer paper is a good option as well because it's slicker than tissue paper and a little bit thicker than tissue paper, so it'll be a little more sturdy as well. Miss Bickham says, you're so sweet, E, paying it forward. Even though I had no help, I promised God that I would help others so they wouldn't have to struggle starting like I did. And you were a huge help to me. I definitely, I'll never demean or undervalue the value of you reaching out the way you did, and you didn't have to. So that means a lot to me and always will. Always will, ma'am. Definitely. You're welcome, Mr. Billiards. Laura McLean says, thanks for all your help. You're amazing. Not sure about that last part, but you're welcome as well. Thank you. Let me see. Scrolling. I want to make sure I catch everything. Oh, wow. Debbie Kidd, I have 3 boxes of bobbins that I am giving away for just shipping. Still okay? Of course it's still okay. Anytime you want to help out fellow hoop groupers, please be free to do so. Okay. Now, I'm not a huge fan of folks trying to make money off of folks like that. But if you have a machine, it's sitting and you're trying to upgrade and you want to get rid of that one and you know it works, I really caution. But again, buyer beware. You have to do your research. You have to do your checking and all that jazz. You're giving something away. That's cool. I have no issue with that. But equipment and machines, you kind of have to be careful. I don't really want to encourage selling machines in the group, but we can definitely refer you to groups on Facebook where you can sell machines. Matter of fact, Will, didn't you tell me about a group that you were in where people can go and buy and sell embroidery machines or sewing equipment or something like that? If so, can you link that for us, please? Because I don't know where it was. Sheila Cuffy. Hey, Sheila Cuffy. I'm doing good, girl. Can you see I'm crazy? I'm here at, what's that, 10:12? I'm way past my bedtime. Oh, man, but thank you for joining us this late. I appreciate it. Ooh, Sullivan, please. I'm glad you went to take your meds because I'm going to have to take my shot when I go back over there. Suzanne R. I had been a Husqvarna, bought #1 Plus, Designer 1, 936 Serger loyalist until they outsourced their machines, and now I would not buy one. I've become a brother only person. Luminaire and 650 PE. That Luminaire is nice, girl. I meant to go do a field trip and film that one too, but I forgot. I got so busy. That Luminaire is nice though. Kadura is nylon. Oh, okay. Tissue paper or freezer paper. Hadn't had a problem before this, but this one had a different backing. Yeah, try the tissue paper. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it. Are you going to do any applique videos? I do have some videos where I've done applique, but it wasn't like an applique video. So, you know what? We'll throw that in the mix and definitely work on getting an applique video out ASAP. Definitely will do that. Because a lot of people have a question about applique. And I hated applique. Oh my God. I couldn't stand it. This made all the difference in the world for my applique. This one thing. Now I love applique. Woo, you can't get enough of it sometimes. So yes, applique is a lot of fun. You just have to have the right tools in order to get it to be less frustrating. So, let's see. Sheila Cuffy, did you try your hats? Says Debbie Kidd. Have you done anything with chalk cloth? If you have any, could you show it what it looks like, please? I don't change mine either. I know, Carol Coleman. I hate changing my needle. And it's like you gotta stop, you gotta find the needle, you gotta pull out the stem. It's just like, oh, really? Oh, I hate changing my needle. But you're supposed to change your needle. So yeah, I understand. Let me see. I answered that. There was something else. Oh, now, Sheila Newhouse. When you're talking about chalk cloth, what I have used is chalkboard vinyl. Is that what you're referring to? And if so, that's what I was holding up to the thing to show the needles. This is chalkboard vinyl. So if I had chalk sitting right here, I could write on it and wipe it off just like a chalkboard. And I used it to make this in the hoop. We hoop as a group hand sanitizer holder. And it works just like any other vinyl with no issues whatsoever. Super cute. I absolutely love it. And it's so black. Oh, it's just, I could do any color on it and it would be phenomenal. So this is chalkboard vinyl, if that's what you were talking about. I do use this. I have used this, and this is an example of something I have used to make something with it and embroider on it, actually. So that is what you meant. Okay, sweet. Yes, I love it, girl. Woo, and it's so inexpensive. They have it at Walmart sometimes. Pretty sure I got this one from Joann's though. But they have some at Walmart and some at, well, the one at Walmart, you got to like find it. But Joann's usually carries it and you can get it offline. Joann's relatively inexpensive, especially with the coupon. So yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. Give it you. Okay, starting a new job. Carol Coleman, enjoy your new job tomorrow. I'm about to get off too because I am exhausted from going out of town about all things. Erica Betts, yes, we gonna get you hooked up, girl. Alrighty, you guys, I appreciate you being in here. I love seeing y'all communicate with each other. That just makes my day. Y'all have no idea, because it's really cool that all us kindred spirits can get in here together and have a good old time and not have to worry about anything, because we know we're the hoop group, right? So thank you for hanging out with me till 10:16. I definitely appreciate that. I apologize for being a little bit behind. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. Mr. Laurie made some changes on me. So thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all had asked about the other states. I don't know how to tell how to look up these other states like that though, because it's not in order. That's the problem. Why am I buzzing? Okay. And then, yes, definitely hit the like button. For those of you who are interested in the seeing if your state is on here. I know somebody said Mississippi. Then I will let you know. Where was that state? Virginia. There was one in Michigan. Oh Lord. Okay. Florida. Oh Lord. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a website. I'm gonna give you a website now. This is my I'm not gonna say it's a secret, because technically it's not a secret, but it's a phenomenal website. Okay, and I'm gonna put it down in the chat and let y'all know this has nothing really to do with embroidery, other than the fact that embroidery machine is listed on here. But this is a website for deals and steals at Walmart, at Target, at Lowe's, at Best Buy, and Amazon. I think those are the only stores that's on it right now. And I'm not going to say the name of it, but I'll put it down in the chat. And Miss Debbie Kidd, definitely check this out, because I know what you mentioned. And the thing is, you guys, now I'm letting y'all in. Just, this is like really secret, top secret stuff in a way. It's not a secret, but it is like my hookup to y'all. The thing with this is you can look up inventory in all of the Walmarts across the country. And it will tell you whenever things are put on clearance in the Walmarts across the country, and Targets and Lowe's and blah blah blah. The thing is, even though this website has that information, the folks at the store will deny it. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I can take this and go into the store. Usually, I'll say 92% of the time, they're right on the money. What this website says is there is there. You get a hold to it, and as soon as you check out, the inventory levels change immediately on here for the most part. At least within 15 minutes, the inventory changes. So can there be a discrepancy? Yes. Usually the discrepancy is, although this website says there's inventory, when you get to the store, they're saying, no, we don't have that inventory, but it's hidden in the back somewhere, and nobody wants to go back there and dig through their section of inventory and find it. Okay. So that being the case, even if you did find it on this website and this website says it's at that store, you cannot go to that store and say, well, this website says you got it, so you got it. That's not going to work, because that's not an official website for that store. Okay, so I don't care if it's Target, I don't care if it's Amazon, I don't care if it's Best Buy. You can't say, well, this website says you have it, so you must have it, because it's a secondary website that some kind of which way has a link in on these stores. Okay, so I'm going to link it down here in the chat for those who are interested in it. Miss Debbie Kidd. Oh, Miss Beckham. Oh my God, that is amazing news. Thank you for letting us know that. Amazing news. Thank you. And I'm gonna have to talk to you as well afterwards. But for those that are interested in this website, I'm gonna link it right here. Now, if you want a deal, that's a deal. That website is pretty good. I have a subscription to this website, so I pay a little bit for a little bit more information, but you can use it for free. Okay. So, Miss Debbie Kidd, if you'll click that, it will take you to the website. You can sign up for it, and you can use that to type. Well, actually, it's better if you have the SKU number. So I'm going to give you guys the SKU number for this particular machine, and then you guys write it down. And I'm going to space it out. You don't space it out on the... You don't space it out when you type it in. I'm just spacing it out because my eyes and mine, stuff gets jumbled up when you get old like me, and stuff gets jumbled up. And you're like, oh my God, is that 2 2s or whatever? I'm spacing it so to make it bite-sized information. Okay. Because it's messing me up right now trying to get this number right. 986 799. So when you look up that machine, look it up by that 9-digit number. Is that 9369? By that 9-digit number, that's the SKU number to that embroidery machine. Type it in and see the availability in your area. Okay. So you guys, for those who was asking if that machine is in your area, you can click that link. You can go to that website. I don't have any affiliation with that website other than the fact that I use it for myself. And you can find excellent deals sometimes. And it points you to your local area and lets you know what's on clearance in your local area. So that machine, unfortunately, is on clearance for some reason in certain areas. So definitely look into it and get you a good deal. And if you do find one on sale and get a good deal, please let me know. I would love to know that somebody had great success, especially for an embroidery machine from there. Now, there's a website also. If you, what is the name of that website? I think it's Couponing Walmart. It's not called the name that I typed in. It's Walmart Couponing. I'll have to link it. If you want to know, which I may see your email and I may forget to respond, but you can email me if you want to know the Facebook group where they post their deals all the time. These women go in, they find these sales, they'll go in, they come out with buggies and buggies and buggies full of stuff that's on clearance, and they wipe the shelf. Like, for instance, they found out in this group that the air freshener that was a Christmas air freshener, was on clearance, and it was like at 50 cents or something stupid like that. These women were going in and getting all of them at one time. I mean, wiping the shelf of all the air freshener at one time, one person. And, you know, I don't do that. I'll go in and I'll grab something for myself or whatever, but I don't wipe the shelf. I'm not that type of person. But if I find a deal, unfortunately, Mr. Lowry doesn't like it, but I'll grab hold to it. So, but at any rate, hopefully that was an awesome deal for you guys this evening. We'll put the link directly to it. Thank you, Will. And you guys, I hope you're able to get a good deal, even if not for this particular machine, for anything else. And there's a way, if you sign up or something, that they'll alert you if that machine goes on sale in your area. They'll send you an email anytime there's a change on that website with that particular machine. You can set an alert, so that's really cool if you find something that you want to know if it's on sale. So I done hooked y'all up, woo, with my secret weapon. So if you're in the Charlotte area and you use that link against me, I'm gonna be sad. in the Charlotte area around, because I'll travel, I'll go to Rock Hill, you know, whatever. But anyway, let me hush. You guys, thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I was on here way too long. It's going on 10:30. My throat is sore and I'm ready to go to bed because it's cold outside. So I hope you guys have a great evening. As always, I really appreciate you joining me here on The Baby's Booty and the Hoop Group. All of you, always a pleasure having you all together. And I'm looking forward to sharing my field trip with you. Please join in with Will Friday nights live. He does live tutorials as well. And until the next time we see you guys, we hope you have happy embroidering. Have a good night, and I'll see you again soon.